Scotty T Sports Experience presents the S&M Show. Can you handle it? Scotty T Sports.
Well, what's going on, everybody? Hey, Mike, how are you doing today?
Oh, the busy day, another day in the life, but we're doing all right.
Oh, I feel that on so many levels. So many levels.
Yeah.
My two boys didn't want to go to class today, and then my two girls went to class, and then I was like, well, I should get some schoolwork done. Well, then everybody's on the internet, so I can't do my stuff. And I'm like, so I just messed around and did a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So today we got some college football talk, NFL talk. What do you want to talk about? Or I know you want to talk about Wentz, so let's dive right into Carson Wentz.
Oh, well, I was just thinking, if you put him in a different system, do you think he's the same quarterback?
Do I?
Yeah.
No, it's tough. Like we were talking about yesterday with Brett Favre and everything. He has a lot of Brett Favre in him. I don't think he's as good as Brett Favre, obviously. I think he's done a lot of. I don't know if maybe the Eagles did the wrong choice. Did they take they take Wentz over Foles? I mean, that's something that could be looked at. I think if you put him in a different system, it might work out, but it might not. I think he's in the right system with Doug Peterson, but I don't think he's playing up to where he should be.
Well, if you think about it, he's getting paid the same as Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson did a lot with nothing for years.
He's overpaid. Wentz is totally overpaid. Yeah, he can't stay healthy. I mean, if you look at his career record, he's 35-31. Yeah, that's not all on him, granted. But
he hasn't had a healthy team in a while either.
No. He's got the most interceptions this year, and that's due to throwing the ball around. And I mean, I can't even name one receiver on that team anymore. To tell you the truth, so I don't think their defense is as good, and they're not as good as they were when they won the Super Bowl against New England. Obviously, so many reasons. Yeah. Your offensive line is not very good. I don't even know if Jason Peters is still playing, but he's old as dirt. That's not gonna help. But
he is playing. But yeah, he's switched positions every game this week though. He's playing right tackle, then he's playing left guard, then he's playing
Well, and that's due to lack of depth. That's due to injury. That's like I said, that's the most important position, offensive line in my book. That's the most important positions that you need to fill first. Even you could say before you even fill a quarterback, because a good offensive line is going to make a really crappy quarterback look really good, and that's obviously they don't have anybody to protect Wentz, and he's throwing the ball all over the field. I watched something yesterday about Max Kellerman. He said it's time for Jalen Hurts. I don't know if it is. Stephen A. said he don't think it is. I don't think it is either, just because he's young and not. I think he's going to get killed.
Probably, yeah. But I mean, it's a change of pace. Things like that spark an offense.
Oh, exactly.
You take a coach out and have the same exact players. All of a sudden, that's a whole different team. Deshaun Watson decides, all right, I'm not going to throw any more picks. I'm going to turn this team around a little bit without changing much at all.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and again with Wentz, you look at his career stats so far, and he's not bad. He has 113 touchdowns and only 50 interceptions, so he's not a gunslinger like we're used to with Brett Favre. He's a different kind of gunslinger. I think he's trying to make too many things happen this year, and it's not working out for him. That's what I think is happening.
Yeah.
But they don't have a run game. They don't have nothing.
No, they don't. I've just watched, Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson, and a lot of quarterbacks make things happen without anything still. The great ones will make things happen. If you're going to get paid that much amount of money, you're supposed to be great. Now, if you're not going to be great, then what are we paying you for?
Exactly. I mean,
That's
they
what I've
got.
been thinking about. It's been a lot of talk.
Let's see. You look at their. They got 3. Well, they got Lane Johnson's. We don't know about him. He was out last week. He may be out this week. Jason Peters was limited in practice last week, so I don't know if he's going to play again. You got Jeff Driscoll, another offensive line. He's out, his knee. Their center, Jason Kelsey's out. So, I mean, Boston Scott, the running back's out. Yeah, that's what it says.
Kelsey hasn't missed a game since he started, I thought. That's crazy. They
just
said that last game.
As of November 28th, he was out because of the elbow problem.
Oh.
I guess it doesn't have him. It doesn't have a status on him, so maybe he's gonna play. I'm not really sure, but that's just the injury report as far as the Eagles. That they just didn't. Well, they had another guard too. Is it Joseph or Izo? I don't know. Opeta. He was out with a back problem. They can't keep nobody healthy.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, I get that too, but it's only like I said, it's just all about the money to me. If you're gonna get paid that much money, you better be able to do something. Because now you're taking money out of other people who could be doing something.
Well, you look at the Brewers. They gave Braun all that money, and the last couple of years he hasn't done really that much. He's been injured. Barely plays. I mean, and obviously baseball is different than the NFL, but I'm just doing a comparison of money-wise. If you pay your obviously, they say, well, you pay your quarterbacks to keep them around, but is Wentz that important that you can't pay anybody else?
Yeah,
that you couldn't get a Teddy Bridgewater or even
the Jalen Hurts with some talent,
right? I mean, just you put in, you shred all that cap, you get more talent in the offseason, and then you have Jalen Hurts start. I mean, there's possibilities for a lot of stuff that they could do, but I don't think they will do.
Yeah.
That's the lay of the land when it comes to the Eagles. And, they're third in the NFC East, and they still have a chance to win the division. They just better start pulling their heads out of their rear. And then, then they possibly could win. But as of right now, it looks pretty glim because they got Green Bay coming up here shortly. So it looks like his contract's a 4-year, $128 million.
Yeah, they just extended him last year.
Yep. So it's a lot of money for a guy that's not very. I mean, I'm not saying he's not good. Because he is a decent quarterback. I mean, he's better than Mitchell Trubisky. I'll take Wentz all day long. I'll even probably take him over Nick Foles just because I don't think Nick Foles is what he's cracked up to be. Yeah, he beats Tom Brady, but nobody really cares. I mean, he won the Eagles the Super Bowl, but he went to Jacksonville and did nothing.
Yeah, Foles is for one too injury prone. For two, he's just too. You can read him too well. I feel like. He doesn't read progressions real well. He just, I don't know. He's not somebody I'm like, ooh, I need that guy on my team. He's like, yeah, he's all right.
Exactly. So you look at their upcoming schedule. I mean, they're what did I say they are? 3-7 and 1.
And 1.
Yeah, that 1. And they barely lost to the Seahawks, so it's not like they're getting blown out really. They got blown out against the Cowboys.
That Seahawks game was a little closer than it should have been with that stupid Hail Mary and 2 points at the end.
Right, yeah. But, I mean, if you look at
offense. They didn't score a touchdown that whole game until the, final 30 seconds?
Right. And, they lost to the Browns by, 6? No. Yeah. No, 5. Sorry. So you lost to the Browns by 5. I know, right? You lost to the Giants by 1, or you beat the Giants by 1. Lost to the Cowboys pretty big. Got smoked by the Steelers. Lost to the Ravens by 2, but Ravens aren't that good. So, and they tied the Bengals, which is really bad. And then you lose to Washington, which is not good. So and then they only lose by a little bit to the Seahawks. So You got Green Bay coming up at Lambeau. We're gonna say that's a loss. So 3-8-1. Then they play the Saints. That's a loss. And you play the Cardinals. They could win that game since the Cardinals are sliding. Then you got Dallas. They could possibly win that game. Then they got Washington. They could possibly win that game. So they could go 3-2 over the next 5 games. And they possibly could get in.
That whole division comes down to the last 2 weeks, week 16, 17, because they all play each other. It's Washington against Dallas, and then it's Eagles against Washington, and it's all going to come down to those last 2 weeks. I don't know why everybody keeps predicting who's going to win right now, because it all depends who's got COVID, who doesn't, and who's going to come out on top those last 2 weeks. It's going to come out of that division.
That, and you don't even know when they're going to play. I mean, you look at the Ravens and Steelers game. Is it going to be today? It's supposed to be in an hour. A little over an hour.
It is. Adam Schefter said it is a go.
Okay, so there you go. Old Schefter with the news.
I guess Pouncey's out though with COVID. He just tested positive today. So if you test positive, I don't understand how you can still throw a game out there because he's obviously around other people at practice. Is this going to just snowball into this huge thing where now both teams are hugely affected and the NFL messed it all up by letting them play?
That's a good question. And I don't know. I think for, the NFL, it's harder to do a bubble. Major League Baseball, more harder to do a bubble once you're doing the playoffs. NBA is not as bad. And then, NHL, they had 2 hub cities, which is, great. But I don't think the NFL, you can't do a bubble, or college football, you cannot do a bubble. There's too many teams.
I can see that, but I mean, I'm thinking in the playoffs, you can set up an NFC and an AFC bubble.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Just like Major League Baseball.
Everybody plays at different times, yeah. And nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to be away from their family. But I believe that it would work.
Well, I mean, when you make millions and millions of dollars, I'll be away from my family.
You don't see their family for way less.
Exactly. So, yeah, I would definitely do a bubble and try to get it going, but I don't know.
San Francisco's not happy. They got to go to Arizona now these next 2 weeks because they shut down their stuff, and they're like, now I get to miss my family for Christmas. And Booger McFarland's like, hey, check it out. You signed up for this. You could have opted out. You didn't have to do this. You're making millions of dollars. Go get the money while you can before you get old and broken, and suck it up. This is 2020.
I mean, everybody knows, what it's like right now and the circumstances we're in. And like you said, you can opt out. It's not that you can't. I mean, you want the money, then you got to go play. That's simple as that. I mean, if you're not going to play, you're going to sit out. Well, do they get paid? I mean, it's kind of.
I think they get like a percentage, like a disability or something. I don't know.
Kind of like unemployment then. Because I don't think they can file unemployment, can they?
I'm not sure. You'd have to ask a football player on the 2020 because this is all new to everybody right now.
Right. And, is it going to go into next year's another question, but we won't know until we get there. And, I mean, everybody's doing the best they can. It's just, what can you do? Tonight we got the Ravens, or today here, Ravens and the Steelers, and Robert Griffin III starting that game. And they have both running backs out. DK and Mark Ingram.
Yeah, Gus Edwards starting.
And then who's the other guy? They just said it. I was listening to the franchise and they said it, but I can't remember who it was.
Funny thing is, last year Robert Griffin, he was the last person to beat the Steelers in Week 17.
Oh snap!
And Gus Edwards was pretty successful against the Steelers earlier this year. So those are the two that actually did a little bit of damage to the Steelers recently. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's in Pittsburgh. I just don't see it, but hey, we'll see.
It's snowing too.
Find out later what the picks are and all that jazz. Because we got a lot of time here to have a good quality show. A lot of things to talk about. How did your game turn out last night? Did Kansas beat Kentucky? Did people make money from the Pie Man?
Half a point again.
Half a point.
They won by 3.
Oh, man.
Yep. Yeah, it was a really crappy game all around. They both looked like garbage. Nobody could get the ball in the bucket in the first 10 minutes to save their lives,
Sure.
especially Kansas. But Kansas kind of buckled down and came back.
And they won it.
Huh?
Kansas won it. Kansas won.
Yeah. It
You know,
came down to Kentucky being way too young, being a bunch of ball
yeah.
hogs. They were all stars in high school, so they're all just trying to play one-on-one ball. And
Exactly. Apparently, there's a basketball game going on right now at the half. It is Indiana 31 over Stanford 26, and this is in the Camping World Maui Invitational.
Yep, I've been watching a little bit of that.
I have not. But, you know, I was looking at this because we're kind of moving on a little bit of basketball here. It's college. Hey, why not? Gonzaga's number 1. They take on West Virginia, who's number 11 today. That should be a good game.
Gonna be a good one.
And then Illinois, number 5, takes on number 2, Baylor. I didn't realize Baylor was that good. And I didn't realize Illinois came back from wherever they were.
Well, Illinois got that big man now. I forgot his name now, but damn, I knew his name too. But he scored 42 points, 20-some rebounds first game.
Dang
He's
it.
like gonna be the All-American this year, the Player of the Year or whatever.
See, I usually just I don't watch the regular season too much in basketball. I'll watch some tournament games, and then I usually watch the end, like the Big Ten Championship, SEC, you know, those tournaments, and then I'll watch March Madness. But if I see Michigan on, I'll usually catch a game. They're a unique team this year so far.
Yeah. Well, Wisconsin's been whooping up on everybody, ranked number 4 in the country. I just watched them beat up on Green Bay, and Bo Ryan's son was coaching Green Bay, so that was a little bit of homecoming for him. It was fun to watch.
Right on.
Beat him by 40, though.
You got Texas coming up at 3 o'clock Central Time. Texas, North Carolina. North Carolina barely beat Stanford yesterday.
Yeah.
So
Stanford's not a slouch either. They got the number 4 regardless, that's USC. Stanford, no, they got some decent players though this year.
Yeah, didn't they have? I think they had the Lopez brothers, didn't they? Stanford.
Yeah. Brooke and Robin. Yeah.
There you go. I think Brooks a lot better than Robin, but that's just me. Also,
Bucks think so too.
Yeah, exactly. Army is beating Florida here early in that game, 4-0. Upset alert, if you wanted to know, and that's brought to you by Nick McCardle.
Right
there. My buddy, a guy I know up north, Nick McCardle. He texted me when who was it? Kentucky was beating Florida, or something like that, and it was 10-7. Oh, upset alert! I'm like, what? It's in the first half. They know upset alert. It's like, well, that's what ESPN said. I said, no, that's dumb. I mean, I could see in the fourth quarter, hey, upset alert. And if we get down to the lower times, then yeah, it's a really big upset alert. But the first half, nah. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like the third possession. Nah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Michigan State came out with a big win yesterday against Duke, too.
They
were
did. You know, I think, and I'm going to say it, I don't really care. The only reason Michigan State won that game was because there was probably no fans in the seats. You don't go into Cameron Indoor and think you're going to win all the time. I'm sorry.
No,
that place is rocking.
Yeah. Well, there was no, oh, my God, we're in Duke, and the atmosphere is crazy, and, oh, here we go. We got to beat the best coach. And it's just it's like a rec game where anybody can beat anybody, really.
Exactly. You know, and it's funny because, they tore it down now. Thanks, Camel Sport. The old gym, when we were in school, we used to play 2-on-2 in there, and we always called that the Cameron Indoor. You know, it's old school, and now they got a new gym in there, and the old gym, or the new gym is now the old gym. It's like, what? You haven't? Have you drove past the school?
Oh man, I haven't drove past that school in probably 15 years.
Oh, it's totally different now. You remember them two houses in the front, right by the parking lot? Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah,
that's all parking lot.
It was always weird that those two houses were there.
Well, the one house you can move. Like, you can have it. If you can move it, you can have it. I was like, oh. But then there's someone that lived in the other house, and I think they sold it to the school. So I was like, oh man, it's just crazy. I haven't been.
A bunch of kids used to go across the street in one of those houses and smoke a bunch of weed on lunch break and shit.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Pouncey right here. Steelers Pouncey placed on COVID-19 list. Michigan can't. Oh man. So I got some breaking news here as of 1:07 p.m. Central Standard Time. Michigan Wolverines versus Maryland will be canceled. This coming up Saturday. Maryland pauses activities.
I honestly think they might be done for the year.
Ooh, Michigan? It should be.
Yeah, I think they're going to shut it down.
Michigan sucks.
Yeah, then they don't get embarrassed by Ohio State. Then they give Harbaugh maybe another year.
Oh, well, he's got one more year in his contract, so we'll see what happens.
Well, the thing is with college football, though, you got to add him on, otherwise you're not going to get recruits.
Exactly.
Nobody's going to commit there if they think that coach is leaving soon.
Hey, I'm going for Urban Meyer, and I'm going to get every recruit.
Yeah, that would change everything.
Oh, can you imagine? So I got to bring this up because I just saw this. This is crazy. I have to find it. Hold on. Bummer. You save pictures on your phone, and then you can't find it. Oh, found it. So from 1969 to present, okay, we have one national title, and that's split with Nebraska.
How do you split it? You guys tie?
Yeah. Well, back then it was a BCS. So Nebraska went undefeated. We went undefeated. And somehow, I don't know, they gave it to both of us. Really, really, really dumb, in my opinion. We got, let's see. So since 2007, and I don't think we won in 2007. But from that, 2007 at least, to now, they have no Big Ten titles. None.
That makes sense to me. I can't remember the last time they had one.
From 2010 to now, we have one win against Ohio State. That's 3, 6, 11. We're 1-11.
That checks out. I'm not going to dispute that one bit.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that's rough.
The best guy was, I don't know who this guy is, but from 1990 to 94, he was 3-1 and 1 against OSU. Dang, we need to bring him back.
Yeah, maybe.
Bo Schembechler was 11-9 and 1. And overall, we have a losing bowl record. I'm assuming. Let's see.
Boy, this is getting more and more depressing the more you talk.
Oh, I know it. 5, 6, 7. Oh, 5, 6, 7, 8. What? I don't know. It's bad. It's horrible. The only guy that has a winning record in the bowl games is that guy from 1990 to 94. 4-1. Jim Harbaugh.
I'd see what he's doing. They get him off his couch.
I mean, he looks old, right? Or he looks pretty old in that picture. But I mean, he's probably like 82 now.
Oh, he's seasoned, man. Seasoned.
Give or take.
Wheel him up, man. Wheel him up.
Right? Man, we'll get the wheelchair out there. We don't care.
Yeah.
So yeah,
connected and everything.
Oh man, it's just I don't even know what to do with that team anymore. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
Ugh.
Being a Bucks and Brewers and Badgers,
yeah,
a lot of depressing years.
I'm right there with you. I mean, I'm a Bucks fan, a Brewer fan. I like the Badgers. I don't mind the Badgers. Whenever they don't play Michigan, I'm rooting for them. But it's just, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta be happy.
Any championships in my lifetime. Vikings, Bucks, Brewers, Badgers. Nobody's gonna win it. Badgers came close against Duke. think it was 2010. They went to the championship for college basketball.
I got Frank the Tank.
Couldn't pull it off.
Oh, dang, I know it. And, well, I had Michigan in there twice, and they couldn't get it done. Villanova and Louisville, and they should have got it done both times.
Yeah, Villanova just keeps winning that thing, too. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you got to be happy the Vikings activate Adam Thielen from the COVID list.
It's exciting. It's good news.
Oh, my God. So, little NBA, too. I just seen it here. LeBron and the Lakers agreed to an $85 million extension. How long is this guy going to play?
2 more years at least. Well, he's on for 1 more, so 3 more years.
I don't like LeBron. I don't.
I hated Jordan when he played too, and then all of a sudden he's gone, and it's like, all right, dude, you were awesome. Actually, like, it's easy to be blinded by fucking freaking greatness. Excuse me.
I'm not saying he ain't good. I'll give him his credit. He's good. I just don't like him. I don't think you cannot say to me he is the GOAT, and the word GOAT gets overused. He'll be gone in a few months or years. We'll find a new word to say whoever the best is, but he is not better than Michael Jordan. I'm sorry.
No.
He is not. There's no way on this planet that he is better than Michael Jordan. When you've never played a Game 7 in the NBA Finals and you won you three-peated twice, could have won 8 in a row.
Oh,
come on.
100%. It's a different era, too. It's a stronger, more physical era. You drive to the hoop. I mean, he's a linebacker, too. That's just like a man among boys. That's like saying Will Chamberlain was the best because he was just taller than everybody. He had a physical domination factor. So does Shaq.
Oh, so yeah, but Shaq played at a different time, though. Just like, I mean, Shaq, when it was, they were rough and tough. They were hitting each other. I mean, he played when Rodman was in there, and I mean, Luke Longley and all them guys, Patrick Ewing, Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah, early in his career, they were all there for.
Yeah. I mean, Jordan. Look what Jordan had: Larry Bird, Reggie Miller, Isaiah Thomas.
Oh yeah, that are all like going for his head. He drives to that lane. They are trying to knock his head off.
Yeah, the Celtics and the Pistons said that.
Yep.
We don't like him. I mean,
he's coming in the lane. He's gonna get hurt. Like
now you flick LeBron's ear and it's a technical.
Oh yeah, man, come on. If you blow in his ear.
Oh yeah. Give him the kissy face. It's a flag. I mean, come on now, Jesus.
I don't know. It's hard to say somebody's the greatest when they have such a physical dominance over people. Like Jordan was a regular guy. Can you still see me?
No.
Oh, sorry. All right.
We can hear your audio, though. Oh, now you're sideways. Oh, there you are.
Sorry about that. Somebody called
Mike's learning how to use he's learning how to use his iPad and being on a show. So he's learning.
When somebody calls, apparently it just pops onto the iPad. That's new to me.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even know I can answer telephone calls on an iPad. I'm just gonna carry that around all day. Just, hello. Who is it?
Right. It's like them old phones they had. Hello.
But anyways, yeah, it's hard for me to say somebody's the greatest when they're just a physically like stronger, bigger person like that. Like you got Jordan and you got Brady, who are just like normal sized people. I mean, Jordan's taller. They're all taller than the average people, but guys like Shaq and LeBron and Wilt, they were just like so much bigger than everybody, and it's not that you're more skilled, it's just that you're bigger. Well, I mean, LeBron is really athletic too, but
Shaq in his prime was a gifted athlete. His footwork.
He couldn't shoot a free throw. That's the easiest shot to make. It's a gimme.
I'm talking that footwork inside there was amazing. I mean,
you dropped 300 pounds on my toe. I'm going to get out of your way too.
Hey, he was 292 back then.
Oh, I apologize. That's a little different. I'll stand.
I have no clue. I have no clue how. All I know is he could run fast back then.
Yeah.
Now he's like, this is. I don't know.
Yeah, I watch. I watch him and Barkley run to the freaking teleprompter thing every time on TNT, like it's some supposed to be amazing show, and it's like watching my grandfather and my uncle run. Like, who cares?
Right. No,
Don't break a hip. Just show me what you're trying to show me, dude.
Barkley was good. He was
yeah.
a decent player. I think
He was for his position too. He wasn't tall. He wasn't huge. He's bigger now than he was then.
Oh yeah, I mean they're all bigger now. One guy that didn't win a championship that I thought was amazing was Allen Iverson.
Oh yeah, he came close.
Yeah,
he was my little brother's favorite too. I watched a lot of him.
That they should have never got to the finals that year. That Bucks team was way better, superior.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you get past Big Dog, you get past Ray Allen. Come on, Sam Cassell.
Yeah.
That
was a depressing year too.
Part of my soul.
Year of my life. Yeah.
Part of my soul, my heart. I mean, I was heartbroken.
Dude,
it was.
It's how it goes being Wisconsin sports fan. I swear, unless you're a Packer fan, and I'm not. So I die a little bit every season, just a little more.
Yeah,
no matter what sport it is.
Right. But no. Green Bay's they haven't won one since 2010. 10 years.
It's been a while. You know, as great as Rodgers is too, he should have been winning more. Honestly, he's one of the most talented quarterbacks I've seen, and he's only got you one. And I don't think that's good enough.
Favre only got you one too. Should have had two.
Yeah.
But the NFL decided,
actually
cheat.
Didn't he get two?
No, they lost.
He got one earlier.
No, 96 was the only one they got, and they lost in 97 to the Denver Broncos because the NFL decided, hey, John Elway needs a Super Bowl. Well, what about Dan Marino? Jim Kelly.
Yeah, that poor guy too.
You couldn't give them guys a Super Bowl, but you had to give John Elway one against my team? Come on.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
You've had two of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game, too, and to get two Super Bowls out of that that's a little mind-boggling.
Well, I'll tell you why, and you want to know why? Here's the reason why.
What if I say no? You're going to tell me anyways, though, so just go.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you asking, though.
It's right, really nice. I'm going to tell you. You're going to learn today. Let me tell you. Wisconsin teams do not spend money.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Plain and simple. Could have got Randy Moss when we had Brett Favre. Nope, he went to New England. What did they do?
They had the best season almost ever.
Right, and then they lost in the Super Bowl, but they went to the Super Bowl. That could have been Green Bay. The 1 year Green Bay
Moss broke records.
Right. The 1 year Green Bay gets Andre Rison.
He wasn't bad.
They win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Desmond Howard they won a Super Bowl. Antonio come on. So Green Bay never spends the money. They've had some decent tight ends. I don't care. Every year they have some kind of decent tight end.
What's the system they play too? It's a lot of that play action where the tight end rolls out.
It was a lot of West Coast. Yeah, a lot of West Coast when he had Mike Holmgren.
Yeah. And Chimera he was talented. He could get up the middle and make those catches with the best of them.
Oh, Chimera, yeah, until he got caught in a hot tub incident. We won't go into that, but
yeah, I'm not going to tarnish that. I was giving him props, man.
Hey,
now he's never going to watch again.
Like I don't care if if he made a mistake outside of football. I don't care. That's his thing. But he was great in the football field.
Yeah,
it's simple.
Hernandez is my favorite player.
Hernandez?
Yeah, hey, he killed people off the field, but hey, right. he was good on the field.
Well, he was a decent player. He had that CTE.
No, he was
so bad, like he couldn't even remember plays. They were saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Gronk's better, but
yeah, he's bigger.
Yeah, he's not as fast as Hernandez was, but yeah, it's what it is. Them teams are. Green Bay just don't like to spend money. Simple.
No, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like I'm surprised the Brewers even signed Yelich to that big contract.
Oh, they knew they got something there, and Yelich wanted to stay. He's not trying to be a big market person like that. They cut. What do they call it? Gold in a bottle? No, caught lightning in a bottle.
Lightning in a bottle. There you go.
That's where it is.
A lightning bug in a bottle.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Was a firefly. It's like, no, that's not right.
Firefly. Yeah, that's I don't know. Well, Major League Baseball started their free agency, I guess. They had
That's
some
right today.
stuff yesterday, I believe, or it was talk about it. I'm not sure if it has actually started yet.
Yeah, I saw yesterday some camps open in NBA, but I didn't see anything on Major League.
They start in like 3 weeks.
Christmas Day, I believe.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about NBA here in no time. About your Milwaukee Bucks.
The new and rebuilt, and hopefully make Giannis stay Milwaukee Bucks.
Hey, he said that they're an ultimate team now. That's what he said.
Yeah, Drew Holiday's better than Eric Bledsoe, that's for sure.
Oh,
He's
big
more
time.
trustworthy in the playoffs.
Oh,
If you look at the stats, it's like the same, but he's more clutch. He's more athletic. He's not scared of himself. He's confident in himself. It sucks we didn't get Bogdanovich, but I think we'll be all right still.
yeah. That's how it always works. Nobody wants to go to Milwaukee. It's cold in the winter. It's lousy in the summer. Nobody wants to go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's simple.
They built a new stadium trying to get people to come, but that didn't work either.
Yeah, I know. I haven't been there yet either. Dang it. Well,
Yeah, me neither.
we'll do. You want to talk about college football?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, what's today? Okay, week 13 we're in now. Iowa. So I saw the rankings, and
Yeah, what's the biggest shocker to you?
I don't think there's really a big. I'm still surprised that Ohio State's at 4, just because they only played 4 games.
Yeah, I figured they would though.
My thing was, if I don't have a problem with it, my whole thing is if I'm doing a committee, I'm looking at the teams first that are undefeated. And Clemson only played really so far. My opinion, they played Notre Dame, which was their toughest game, and they lost. And, well, they didn't have Lawrence either. So when they play again, that could be a different game.
It says that too, but that backup quarterback, he's no slouch. He's a 5-star recruit that everybody wanted and Clemson got because they're the best.
Exactly, and it's the same in Wisconsin with their quarterback. He's the same caliber as that guy because, I mean, Alabama wanted him. Clemson wanted him. You name it, they wanted him. But he chose Wisconsin, which I'm happy about. That's awesome. Finally, they got something.
Fan.
Yeah.
Thank God.
So, right? I just feel like maybe, instead of Clemson right now, maybe put them at 5 and move it down a little bit and put Cincinnati at 4, Ohio State at 3, or put Ohio State at 5 and then Clemson at 6, and you put a BYU up there as well because they're undefeated. Okay, and they played.
Yeah.
They're all undefeated. So I think you got to reward those teams instead of putting them Cincinnati at 7, which ain't bad. They're right there. But Florida's ahead of them. They got 1 loss. Texas A&M.
It's a strength of schedule thing too, though. Like who did Cincinnati really play? Like what blows my mind about this whole thing is how Georgia's at 8. They haven't beat anybody that's ranked. Alabama spanked them. Florida beat them pretty good.
Oh.
And they beat a bunch of unranked teams, and they're a 2-loss team all the way up at 8. Like I don't think Georgia's that good. I don't think they should be that high.
And the SEC is not that good.
No,
in my opinion,
there is no reason, and I don't believe Iowa State should be even that high either.
Iowa State's a good team, but
they go up 4 positions after beating Texas, who now is unranked.
Yeah, well, and they beat.
That seems that's a big jump.
They beat your number 11 team.
They were
too.
number 21. Oh, okay.
Iowa State.
Last week they jumped up. They jumped 4 positions last week after beating a number 21 Texas, who's now unranked, so they can't be even that good. That just seemed like a big jump to me for a 2-loss team.
Yeah, I mean, because you could say, well, Miami should be 8.
Yeah.
And then you could even make the case for Indiana to be higher than what they are, just because of the fact that they lost to the number 4 team in the country by what, 7?
They were close.
and they should have won that game. They had a chance to win that game.
Yep.
So, I mean, you're saying Ohio State's number 4, but Indiana has 1 loss, and they barely lost to them. Do I think Indiana will do it? No, because now they lost their quarterback. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how they play against Wisconsin if they play.
I mean, you got Wisconsin at 16, and they're 2-1.
Yeah.
I mean, then you got Coastal Carolina, who's 9-0, which you can make the case, strength of schedule. But how many teams like this, a Coastal Carolina or a Marshall University, or Tulsa? University of Tulsa is 5-1 and ranked 24th.
Well, what about Louisiana and Lafayette? They beat Iowa State, and they only lost by 3 to Coastal Carolina, and they're ranked all the way at 25th.
That was the first game of the year, I believe, too.
Yep. So I think they should be higher if you're not going strength of schedule.
Yeah. You could say that because, I mean, Iowa State's improved, no doubt about it. Do I think they'll get to the playoff? No, not with 2 losses.
No.
It's probably what's going to happen is it most likely because of the Big 12, how their stuff works. It could be Iowa State against Oklahoma, and Iowa State beat Oklahoma in Norman for the Big 12 championship. And if Oklahoma beats Iowa State, do you put Oklahoma in? To me, Oklahoma, let's say everybody's got, somebody has 2 losses up here. Oklahoma's getting in before a Georgia team that's got 2 losses, in my opinion.
Well, I hope so. Yeah, I would hope so.
Because this year, I don't think the SEC is as good as advertised.
No, yeah.
I mean, Alabama, clearly.
Well, the committee always picks on strength of schedule, too, and how you beat them.
Oh, I don't even want to hear that, hey. You want to know why? I'm going to tell you why anyways. This is why. Alabama, this is the only year they couldn't play Christian Baptist Bible Camp or the women's only prison. This is the only time they couldn't play them. Well, and now they're actually playing good. Well, yeah. But when you say strength of schedule, when their strength of schedule is 33rd and they're undefeated, and another team has the 5th ranked schedule and they have 1 loss. I mean, come on. When you play a Baptist school,
some of them just get it because of who they get recruited to. They look at all that. They know who's good in high school and what kind of talent they got on there.
Well, I'm not saying Alabama isn't good because they've proved me wrong many, many times. But I'm over the whole thinking. Yeah. I'm over the fact that when you play these little schools and you think, oh, Alabama's so good, they beat this team by 60 points. No, it's not really hard. Not really hard when they have your worst player would still be their best player. Yeah. I mean, it's not that hard. I'm surprised about Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame has a real good shot this year, even better than the last time they were in the playoff. I think this year a lot better.
Yeah, they're balanced. They got it all. I think they got a real shot to take it this year, too.
I think they'll beat Clemson even with Lawrence.
It'll be another good game. I watched that whole game. That was an amazing game.
Yeah, I was going to, but then my wife, this is what I tell her. A little story time with Uncle Scotty T.
No, I forgot my popcorn. Damn.
Get your milkshake. So I always tell my wife when I'm watching football, hey, this is my job. That's what I'm going to be doing. And she goes, well, but you're watching your team, so how is it your job? If you're watching somebody else, it would be. Well, I'm not biased. I can rip my team a new rear end all the time. So it's my job.
Oh, man. Yeah, I hear that. I put Kirk Cousins to shame. I made him cry after he was done listening the first couple of weeks.
I know.
But we talked it out. We're good now. Squashed it. He's playing better.
You like that? That's what he said. You like that?
No, Kurt, I don't like that.
Right. I like Kurt. I'm good with him. I think he's a game manager. I don't think he's the best quarterback out there, but decent quarterback.
He's not the worst.
I mean, you could have Mitchell Trubisky.
Very true. Well, Minnesota's always just got mediocre quarterbacks at best. We had
I
Brett
know.
Favre for a second, and then he was mediocre the next year, and then he retired because he was mediocre.
I know. You're pressing buttons.
Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, they had Dante Culpepper was kind of a game manager, but he had
Yeah,
some.
he was all right. Yeah, he had Carter and Moss. I mean, that Jake Reed too.
Yeah.
He was no joke.
Then you had
Offensive
Randall.
line.
You had Randall Cunningham too.
Yeah. Well, he was a little older too, but with all that talent, it's hard for anybody to be
Oh.
bad.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
The best quarterback I think we had was Fran Tarkenton. He
well,
changed
yeah,
the game too with his running style. And
that's way before my time. I think
man,
you
I
were
was
alive. You were there.
Yeah.
I remember.
Never missed a game.
Nope. Had the blankie and the nookie.
Yep.
You were good.
My first words were Ellen Page.
There you go. Yeah, I think I started watching about. I don't know. I was pretty young, but I couldn't sit through a whole game at that time.
No, my kids can't either. They're in for a second. And they're like, all right, I'm gonna go play with
Yeah,
Legos.
I'm good. I'm going outside. See ya. Bye, Dad.
Yeah.
Then they'll come in and be like, "Hey, who's winning?" Michigan. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye, Dad.
Yeah.
Whatever,
That's
dude.
exactly how it goes.
But now, if I talk to my son Sully about Fortnite, all day long.
Oh yeah, days. Oh yeah,
Oh.
all day. Yeah.
Well, they had
that in Minecraft.
Oh yeah, they had the event yesterday for Fortnite. So my son, he wouldn't get up this morning for class, but the wife got on there this morning, and Cash was up. So Brittany told, "Hey, Cash, go get Sully. Tell him it's the update for Fortnite." And all you heard was right to the living room because he was all pumped up.
Missed every step on the way down.
Oh, yep.
What?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. So it was great. And then he got all mad because you can't play today, buddy. You didn't go to class. You have to watch a recording. You're not playing. And he threw a fit. He was mad. You lied to me.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to real life.
I promise you.
You know how many times Michigan has lied to me? You know how many times?
Yeah. Get used to disappointment. There's gonna be a lot of it.
Exactly. No, but I don't know. I think if I'm looking at this again now, Texas A&M and Florida, I don't even know if they played yet.
Yeah, Texas A&M beat Florida.
Oh, well, there you go. There's your
And
answer.
Florida beat Georgia.
Well, yeah, Georgia sucks. It should be. Well, I shouldn't say that.
Well, yeah, but it's just how are they eighth? I don't understand why they're eighth. That's just my biggest thing right now is how Georgia.
Well, I'll tell you why. Here's why. Because
they're named Georgia.
Well, yeah, and they're in the SEC. The playoff committee loves the SEC. It's like that every single year. It doesn't matter. Alabama could have 3 losses to make the playoff. Explain this to me. How in the heck, if BCS does not like the SEC, how does number 1 versus number 2, Alabama versus LSU, play in the championship game? LSU loses by 3. They play the next game in the national title game. LSU, Alabama again. Rematch. But Michigan, who is number 1, loses to number 2, Ohio State. And it's Ohio State, Texas, instead of Michigan, Ohio State, who people wanted a rematch. Explain that to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for them. Well, what happens if Clemson beats Notre Dame? Do you think they both get in?
No. They shouldn't.
Both get in if Clemson beats Notre Dame?
No. I think what's going to happen.
I could see it happening.
I could see it happening, but I think what's going to happen, and I don't even know if Ohio State's going to get in yet, because they have to play this week and they have to play the next week, because if they don't play one of the games, then it's over, because they're going to be 5-0. And
I saw last night on the top 25 show. They're really considering changing it if something goes wrong again with Ohio State. The Big Ten's been a joke this whole entire time. Like, they're like, nope, we're canceling the season. We're not playing. Oh, you guys are all playing? All right. Well, we'll play. We'll just start late and leave no room for any makeup games. Oh, well, and if you don't play 5, you don't get to play in the championship. Whoa, wait. We want Ohio State in here. So let's change it all again. Like, who cares by now? If you already came this far embarrassing yourself, just throw them in there. Say, all right, no, it doesn't matter if we're letting them play. That's how I think it should go. You already embarrassed yourself enough. You might as well just keep flip-flopping because now you're going to embarrass yourself more if you don't let a team like Ohio State in who is better than Texas A&M.
How do you know they are, though?
The talent and the way they played.
I want to see it.
You're right. But I want to see it in the Big Ten championship game, though. That's what they're not allowed to play in is the Big Ten championship.
Oh. So you're not – they can – yeah, but see, they have to be bowl eligible.
Yeah.
The rule is 6 games is bowl eligible.
Yeah.
That's the rule. They can't change that.
Big Ten only.
No, for everybody. To get bowl eligible. Yeah, you have to play at least – you have to have 6 wins. That's for everybody. So right now, everybody is bowl eligible. Alabama, Notre Dame, Clemson.
Yeah.
Everybody besides Wisconsin's not bowl eligible. Indiana is 1 game away.
USC shouldn't be bowl eligible either. They're 3-0.
Not yet. Washington, same thing. Oregon, same thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, Iowa's not either. They're 4-2. So.
Well,
I mean, maybe this year they make an exception because of the fact that they're only playing 8 games. So, I mean, if you finish 4-4, well, damn it, we don't make the bowl game because we're 4-4. They might change that rule for this year, but you can't keep it the same. I mean, it's got to be 6 wins. After this year, it's got to be 6. And what the Big Ten should have did was just played early on. Then you have time to make up games.
Yeah. Well, they were trying to be like high and almighty because the Big Ten, both of those guys are like ex-doctors. So they're thinking they know better. And like, nope, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And then they look like idiots. Like, okay, we'll do that, but we'll just start later and leave no room for a make-up game.
Right.
It's ridiculous, honestly. Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
The best conference, too. The best conference in football right now is the most embarrassing at the same time.
I mean, I think it's all who you ask for the best conference. I mean, I'm totally with the Big Ten. I think they are the best conference. But, some people are like, oh, SEC's the best. ACC's the best. Only reason ACC's even mentioned is because Notre Dame is in your conference right now.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's true, yeah. Yeah, besides Clemson, there's not much else to talk about there.
Well, I mean, North Carolina's decent, but they're at 17. They're at 17 with 3 losses. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. They were good in the beginning of the season. They fell off a little bit, though. I don't know.
But then you look at Marshall, they're 7-0.
Yep. All those extra 5, or what do they call them? What do they call it? Not the independents. The other 5 or whatever. The Lafayette from Louisiana and Tulsa and.
They could be. I don't know. If you're not in the Power 5, you're pretty much non-relevant, and that's what this is becoming. It's BS because I'm not saying a Coastal Carolina will win, and like we talked about the other day, that's why this thing needs to be expanded because Coastal Carolina is undefeated. They possibly could go undefeated, and they're not in. Marshall could possibly go undefeated, and they won't get in. That's ridiculous. Why do these teams play? And even if they do go undefeated, they're not going to go to like the Fiesta Bowl or the Rose Bowl or any like bowl like that. They're going to go to the Bush's Baked Beans Bowl or Lay's Potato Chips. I mean, they're not, Scott's.
Cincinnati's not in a Power 5, are they?
No.
They're the extra. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do they have a chance to make it? Going undefeated? No. They're at 7 now?
They don't. If you look at it right now, you look at the rankings right now. Texas A&M and Florida is above them. Cincinnati will not get in. They won't because
So Florida, Texas A&M both lose, and Ohio State doesn't play again. You don't say you think Georgia goes?
more than likely, yeah.
That's shenanigans.
'Cause I've seen it. It is, but I've seen it so many times that teams jump teams just because of who they are. You're telling me Cincinnati does not deserve a shot? They played all their games. They played just like every other team with the COVID thing and everything. They've played their games. They've won. I don't care who. They went down to Orlando and played a really tough game against Central Florida. At home, Central Florida is a really great team.
Mm-hmm.
And they beat them. They came back from behind and beat them. That's a championship caliber team. If you can come back and win. If you think, if you're not, they're motivated and they came back and won. They didn't just give up. So, how can you not say that's a championship caliber team?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
It boggles my mind that the BCS plays favorites, and they do. The SEC, Ohio State, Clemson, Notre Dame. Listen, sometimes Notre Dame should not get in. This year is an exception. They should actually absolutely get in. If they win the ACC, they should get in. Absolutely, because they have they've had people contact them about being in their conference. ACC, Big Ten, SEC, Pac-12, whatever. Yeah. They've asked them. No. They don't want to share that money. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Sorry, you go undefeated and there's a team that wins their conference championship game. They're in before you. They had to play an extra game. So it's just, it boggles my mind.
Well, I think, you either expand the playoffs or you put everybody in a conference. You just pack full all the conferences full of all the teams that are Division I, and you make them all play. You can't play them all. I get that, but if it's all about the conferences, then why not put a Cincinnati in with the Big Ten? It's the same area. Play some teams in there. See if you can do it.
And Cincinnati has proven in the past that they can beat these bigger schools.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in seeing BYU.
Yeah.
I want to see them. Their quarterback's like 33rd ranked as a quarterback. So I want to see them in the playoff.
Yeah, I
think they'll win out. They score a lot of points. They're fun to watch.
Yeah.
Right now, BYU should be.
Who they played? What's their best win?
Nobody good.
Nobody
good.
Their
conference is weak. Boise State. You could look at. Let's see. Hold on.
Well, like I said, Georgia hasn't beaten anybody good either. They've lost to all their ranked opponents, and they have beaten nobody good, but they're up there in 8th.
Right. I don't get it. Like, it's crazy to me that you would just not what's the point? What's the point for these teams to play if they have nothing good to go?
UCF got a lot of recognition after what they did, going undefeated, thinking they should have been in. They did get their school got a lot more popular. They got some more recruits in there. There's more talk about them. They kind of fell off a little bit, but that's all you get out of that.
So you're looking at the best wins for BYU right now, and they don't play in a great division or conference. I thought Navy was going to be good at the beginning of the year. They're not, but that was a big win for BYU. They beat Troy, who Troy's usually decent. They crushed Troy. LA Tech they killed. Texas San Antonio, not really a good game, but Houston, we thought they were going to be decent, but they lost their quarterback. He's at Miami.
Yeah,
Texas State, Western Kentucky. Boise State was probably their best win just because everybody knows who Boise State is. And Boise State, I think, was undefeated at the time. and BYU rolled into Boise and crushed them. And then they just beat North Alabama, and they play San Diego State coming up. So, but I mean, I just
San Diego State's no slouch either.
No,
because I watch Nevada, and that's a mountain, whatever. And Boise State and San Diego State, like, we don't play Boise State anymore, but San Diego State is no joke. They're always usually at the top.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fair. I mean, they played all their games. Why? I mean, I give them a shot.
Yeah,
give them a shot. That's the only way.
I think Cincinnati deserves a shot for sure. I think if Florida and Texas A&M both take an L and Ohio State doesn't play, I think it should be Cincinnati in there.
This is what it should be right now. It should be expanded to what, 6, or are we doing 8?
I'd jump to 8 right away. I'd watch them all, but 6, even better. I mean, or not even better. That works too.
So let's say we do the top 8. So right now in the top 8, you got Alabama, Notre Dame, Clemson, Ohio State, Texas A&M, Florida, Cincinnati, Georgia. I would take out Georgia, and I put in BYU. That's the next undefeated team. Well, yeah, that's the next undefeated team. BYU is your 8th seed. They'll take on Alabama. Then you'll know.
Yeah, but what if they just get slaughtered? Then they'll never get in. They'll never get in again. Well, what if though? What if they end up playing? Because they'll be like the 8th seed and they play Alabama and it's 82-14. Like, they're gonna take away the 8th playoff spot. Then they're gonna be like, okay, now this is not fun anymore. Nobody wants to watch Alabama slaughter a school like BYU, and it's gonna be a whole debacle again.
People watch Alabama slaughter Kentucky.
Well, I didn't.
No, I didn't either because I don't usually watch Alabama. I don't watch the SEC too much. I mean, I do, but I don't.
I usually watch Alabama if they're playing somebody ranked, but otherwise I'm good.
But I mean, I understand your argument. Not your argument.
Well, I'm just arguing to argue too.
Yeah.
I totally get what you're saying too.
But here's the deal. Like, how do you know though? You don't know unless that game is played.
No, that's very true. Because what if they do spank Alabama or they beat Alabama in overtime?
Because as I recall, Boise State beat really tough Oklahoma team that was ranked high in a bowl game. Fiesta Bowl? Do you remember that? Little Statue of Liberty?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I did forget about that till then, though. But yeah.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
That's why games are not played on paper. If you play it on paper right now, Alabama crushes BYU.
Oh, yeah.
Not even a comparison. But that's why football is not played. That's why any sport's not played on paper, because you don't know. At any given time, a team can beat anybody.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. For the most part. You don't see Alabama slip up too much, but yeah. Like in Sundays for sure. I 100% believe that. But college, it's a little more uneven because of the recruiting.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, NFL is a different kind of game. Speaking of NFL, we got, this time for the S&M show right here.
Hey, Scotty, what's the safe word of the day? It's time for the safe word of the day by Scotty T.
Well, we got a safe word, and yeah, you guessed it. It's going to be the Steelers. That's the safe word of the day. Pretty easy lock if you're a smart person. So then I'll just do this right here, and we'll turn it over to someone else. Let's see if he's available. Hold on. I hear something at the door. Uh-oh. Who's that? I don't know.
It's that time of day that you need a slice of pie. Here is the pie.
Oh, man. Well, that's a beautiful little thing right there. So I'm going to stick with that same game right now. It's been a rough two shows so far. But half a point each game. Hasn't come along, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to take the under on this one. Under 42 points. Pittsburgh hasn't been able to get the ball down the field efficiently. They're more of a dink and dunk, get your first downs, take up a lot of time. There's a lot of offensive pieces missing on Baltimore. It's a rivalry game. I think it's going to be a little closer than people think. That 10 points might be all right, but I'm taking the under at 42 there. I think it's going to be a little bit of a slobber knocker, at least for the first half, which will keep it still under 42.
Not bad. Game in the trenches.
Yes, sir.
Well, and also, here's another real quick one. I'm just going to ask you off the top of your head. Gonzaga, it's 8.5. The spread is against West Virginia. What do you think on that one?
I might take that. West Virginia is a good team, but Gonzaga is seriously loaded. They got depth. They got a point guard that came in that is great. They got a big high-low thing going on right now that it's going to be hard to stop. I don't know. I mean, basketball is a huge momentum swing game, and that's the only way they might get beat is just somebody swings the momentum at the end of the game. But they're going to be a hard team to beat this year.
Well, look, and this is a prime example of teams that are really good, and they're actually being ranked number one because they are that good. You take it like a BYU, same thing. I mean, obviously, sports are different, but, I mean, what if nobody cared about that? Gonzaga, went undefeated, but they were still ranked 24th or something like that. You know what I mean? So I think we can learn a lot from the NCAA as far as basketball is concerned. But they do play a lot more games. Well,
yeah, it does switch once a week too.
Right.
Just like them, but they play so many more games in between.
Yeah.
So it gives you more to judge them on too when you rank them.
Right. Yeah. So my lock is the Steelers. Mike is saying, hey, if you're smart, even though, hey,
you want to
eat today.
Bet the under.
Oh, take the under. Every time I pick the under, never right.
It's always a blowout, I know. Because the defense, you think like, okay, these are two defensive teams, and you're like, no, it's 2020. What defense?
Yeah, and then I'm watching a Big 12 game or something, and I'll take the over because, hey, it's Oklahoma and whoever. I'm like, oh, it's over. It's going to be over 50 points. No, It's under. I'm like, where'd this defense come from? You don't play defense.
Yeah, on Monday, I bet the over too on Seattle and Philadelphia. I was like, all right, Seattle's got no pass defense. They're going to get thrown all over. Seattle's a big scoring offense. And no, it was like 20-3 till the end of the game.
There you go. Well, we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll talk about I don't even know anymore. I forgot. Oh, yeah, I know. We're going to pregame the college football this weekend. Obviously, I'm not picking Michigan this week because the game has been canceled. Joke.
Well, they can't lose.
That's right. Hey, we won it. No, well, we didn't tie. We didn't win, lose, or tie. We just got the day off.
Good week.
Probably the best thing.
One more week.
Right. I don't even want to play that. I don't even want to watch that game. I miss deer hunting because I never was able to watch the game because I was out deer hunting. No, I've watched the last 7 years or 6 years. This will be the 7th, and I'm disappointed every single year.
You better go get yourself a gun for deer hunting or whatever.
Well, I had a gun, and then it got stolen. Yeah, that's just what happens. But I have to go back up north. Oh, gun season's over. So.
Yeah.
Oh, well. What are you going to do?
I was talking more for your to get rid of your woes, but we'll just leave that alone. Never mind. Let's just.
That's. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. I mean, I could shoot my dog, but then I'd be sad. It'd be bad.
For a different reason, though. For a different reason for once.
Yeah, that's true.
Might be a little refreshing.
No, that's like that thing. I don't know if you ever seen Major Payne. Great movie.
Oh, my God. A long time ago. When
old Bubba gets shot when he's in war, he's like, you want me to show you a trick? Take your mind off that pain? He's like, let me see your finger. And he's like, this might hurt a little bit. And snaps his finger. He's like, my finger. So, yeah. Got him thinking about something else instead of the gunshot wound that he had during the war times.
So yeah, if you're ever feeling down, maybe shoot your dog. And I think this is where the star comes across and says, "The more you know."
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, it was a great show today, Mike, and
Yes, sir.
look forward to tomorrow talking about the college preview of the week. Maybe we can give our top 4 that we think tomorrow as well. And we're coming up close to the end of the year. We got 2 more weeks of college football. NFL's rolling strong, so we'll be talking about them 2 items the next couple of days. Possibly whatever else comes into our little heads as well.
Sounds good to me. I'll be there.
Well, you have a great day. Audience, have a great day. We'll see you guys later. Peace. I'm out.